So I think it's about time we talk about this vote happening next week on March 14th and where specifically AMC stock could go. There's been a lot of new developments over the past couple of days, including Adam Aron apparently reaching out to FINRA and the New York Stock Exchange to ask them to investigate AMC stock for potential misconduct by hedge funds, market makers, and institutional investors shorting AMC stock naked. And there's a big difference between naked shorts and legal shorts. All of that is really, or has been, I should say, exploding higher over the last couple of days and the last couple of weeks heading into this March 14th event. And a lot has actually changed within that event itself. So we have a lot to talk about. We're going to get into exactly where I think AMC stock can and will go after this March 14th vote and kind of the overall timeline for this. A lot of people are starting to call for the MOAS, like in the video that was put out earlier, Market Watch specifically calling for a mother of all short squeezes over the next couple of weeks, guys. That is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's get into all of this information. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. One, if you like to make money, if you like AMC and you want to grow your net worth in the stock market, that should be every single one of you guys smashing that like button right about now. So let's get into it, guys. And first and foremost, March 14th vote, just so everyone is on the same page. Essentially, three things are going to be proposed. Number one, it's going to be the conversion from APE into AMC. That's number one. That's the one most people are focused on. Number two, a reverse stock split. And that's going to be a 10 for 1. So essentially, if AMC is $5 right now, in theory, it should trade at like $50, right? Coming after March 14th. Now, the third and fourth thing really is AMC would authorize 25 million more shares to be sold into the markets to raise capital, and this would also give AMC more flexibility to raise capital whenever they wanted to. So off face value, it seems like that's a lot of negatives here, and I mean, it very well could have been. Now, I say could have been because there's been a lawsuit with AMC against the, Allegheny County Pension Fund. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. And some other smaller hedge funds are suing AMC, saying that they have essentially taken away the voting power of AMC shareholders because they sold 225 million APE shares to Intera Capital One at a huge discount. It was like 50% of the share price the day they sold the stock, and Intera Capital, in buying those shares, agreed that they are going to vote yes for this merger. And I think with the court proceedings, at the very least, there's a strong case there to say that AMC maliciously took away AMC shareholders' voting power, and that's more so specifically doing this deal with Intera Capital. So that hearing is going to be on April 27th. The judge did say that AMC can hold this vote to get a yes or a no answer, and it's probably pretty clear to most people. The vote initially probably going to come back as a yes. Intera Capital controls over 35% of the voting power. It doesn't take a lot of other hedge funds or institutional investors that are within this arbitrage trade that want to see this vote happen to vote yes and ultimately get over 50% of the voting power. It's pretty clear it's going to come back as a yes, but the markets likely have already priced this in. If I can sit here and tell you that it's probably going to be voted as a yes, markets have probably priced this in. Now, the markets are probably pricing in that nothing is going to happen after March 14th because you have the court proceedings. Now, with court proceedings, especially in the finance world, they last a while. They can go for months and months, right? We probably won't know a definitive answer to really anything, especially with this conversion, at least until mid-summer. And that's a long time. And what has been happening over the last couple of weeks, it's been pretty clear, and a lot of people have talked about this over and over again. It sounds like a broken record, but there was this arbitrage trade where you could go out and short AMC and you could buy Ape because of the price discrepancy there, right? You're talking a couple dollars a share. There could have been a lot of money to be made, and a lot of hedge funds were talking this was the perfect home run trade as long as there wasn't a short squeeze, or as long as courts didn't hold up this deal. Now, a lot of these positions that have been going short on AMC for this arbitrage trade, they were more so with short-term thinking. When cost to borrow rates are 100 to 1,000%, that eats away at your profits quite aggressively. Just imagine that. Just imagine if you had a position with a 300% cost to borrow rate, or a 500 or 900% cost to borrow rate. It makes you want to get in and out of that position as soon as possible. With this court proceedings, it's really caught a lot of hedge funds off guard. And at the very least, it's going to take months down the line to actually get some resolution, to actually see this 1-for-10 reverse stock split. Well, now there is a new development, and we've talked about this somewhat here on the channel as well, but I think this is pretty important. You now have naked short allegations. Now, the difference between naked shorting and just shorting a stock, when you short a stock, you actually have to get possession of those shares, right? And quote unquote real shares. You get possession, you sell them into the markets, right? And then at a later date, you buy them back, pocketing the difference, plus your cost to borrow rate, which that's not too important here. Naked shorting, on the other hand, is when you don't borrow the shares. It's basically moving numbers around on a computer. You just sell stock short. And that becomes a problem because, one, you can't see where the short interest is for that security, right? AMC short interest could be 50% right now, and a lot of people that are short in AMC wouldn't want to be short if AMC was 50% short. But beyond that, it can really help to drive down the share price of AMC, and it can make the pain of AMC going higher a lot worse for those hedge funds, giving you more volatility and a stronger move to the upside. Now, in regards to what we have gotten with this lawsuit, I think that's where the real key is. Coming on March 14th, you're going to have to see, especially for that Friday, that March 17th option expiration, you're going to have to see hedge funds rolling over their positions. And a lot of them do have these put positions and this protection, even on the call side, for the event that this vote did not go through. Now, I think after this March 14th vote, if you don't get that downside move, you have so much money, really, when it comes down to it, on the line, betting that AMC is going to go down, you will see a pretty bullish reaction overall. And just so you guys are up to date on where the current numbers are, live short interest off free float at 24.78%, 127.5 million shares that are sold short. And AMC is on the threshold securities list. Cost to borrow rates look like they are varying in between 102.5% and about 300% here today. So that puts a lot of pressure on the hedge funds. Now, due to the legal proceedings, I don't think we're going to get any clarification coming on March 14th. Like I said, I think that will cause the bullish reaction within AMC's share price. And if the technicals are any guide here, today you're down about 3.5% currently. It'll be interesting to see how we close out the day, because you are under this lower end trend line. But if you do get a positive reaction after this March 14th vote for next week, you're probably going to rally to that $9.50 to $10 level, and that's not really with a short covering kind of thesis. If shorts really do try to cover on some of those short positions, you could easily start to extend to $15 or $20 per share. And really by then, considering the potential naked shorts we have on AMC and the 25% short interest, almost $1 billion sold short in AMC again, coupled with these cost of borrow rates, that's where you could start to see the mother of all short squeezes come into play here. And another factor I like to point out for you guys, as of recently, you have been in a long-term bearish downtrend, and that has actually flipped right here on February 21st. So you have not went into a major event like this since you have been in a technical bullish pattern. This was a bottoming and a reversal to the bullish side. This is very clear to see. If you guys have been watching these videos, then this is not new information to you, but you are in uncharted waters, essentially, when it comes to AMC being in bullish territory. You've been in a long-term downtrend for so long. It was easy to short AMC at this downtrending trend line. It's essentially where every rally got shorted, got sold off. Now being above that, I think it could make the moves a lot more aggressively. So you could easily start to target $15 to $20 per share by the end of next week if you do get this bullish reaction after March 14th. And I think with almost certainty, at least in my mind, that's exactly what we are going to see, especially if this vote came back somehow as a no. That would be, I think, the instant trigger of the MOAS, because that's the whole reason why people are short so heavily in AMC right now, and why AMC remains to be on the threshold securities list. Now, if for whatever reason you do get this bearish reaction next week based off of this vote, I would target about $5 per share. That's going to be the key level. That's a big support level psychologically, as well as actually on the chart. $5 is significantly important. So as far as right now, long story short, the risk to reward looks a lot better being long an AMC here than to obviously be short or to have puts. Considering everything that we have talked about, you could see the hedge funds get washed out pretty quickly here next week if things do not go in their favor, or even if they do. We're not going to have anything happen for months and months and months. That creates a very favorable risk to reward ratio for us apes, guys. So that is going to do it for this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.